Well, third Mason Mount bid is in, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, confirmed by Matt Law, David Austin, and so on and so forth. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? The big question is, will Chelsea accept United's third bid for Mason Mount? If at all they do, Mason Mount will be the first United signing of the summer transfer window of 2023. And the big question is, who is behind these bids? That is the hugest question that we are all asking ourselves, and who is really conducting this transfer business as usual at Man United. Then we are going to describe the amount of bid that United have gone ahead to put in. David Austin has gone ahead and really elaborate more about it. Then Hannibal to Borussia Dortmund is one of those we are going to talk about. And lastly, the date that United is going to really release its financial details of the previously concluded quarter of there from March to June are really going to be released as up to close down what we call the financial season year of the club of Manchester United. Let's see close to 300 likes much on this video. Rock and David is my name, and I want you to subscribe to this channel because you're left with few subscribers to hit 14,000 subscribers. Not so let's start it off like never before. Now, who came in first? It was Fabrizio Romano, and told us that Manchester United are set to submit third official bid in excess of £55 million for Mason Mount. Sources feel this is going to be the final proposal after two bids rejected in the recent weeks. Manchester United, quick resolution. Also, 100% terms agreed. That is story coming in from Fabrizio Romano, from a very credible source as far as Mason Mount is concerned. Then, an hour later, when he told us that, Fabrizio Romano dropped in and told us the following: that there is growing confidence around both Man United and Mason Mount's side to get the deal done, waiting for Chelsea's position on final bid. All parties being flexible and Mount not signing new deal at Chelsea, two crucial factors to get it done. That is coming in from Fabrizio Romano again, that all parties are flexible to get this deal over the line, and they are doing the needful to see to it that they get this deal over the line. And after all that, we got a story coming in from Matt Law, obviously confirming that Man United have gone ahead to submit their first bid in for Mason Mount, and the bid is in, no doubt, confirmed by credible sources all over the world that the bid of Mason Mount is in. Now, that shows you that United is really serious on this deal, and we've always known that they let Orkun Kokchu walk from Feyenoord to Benfica because they all wanted to do the needful and really take this bid to the next level. And they've made 3 bids of Mason Mount, and the first 2 were rejected. And if at all we don't get Mason Mount, I think Erik ten Hag will point his finger to the Glazers and the board, telling them that you've made a bid of close to £60 million and Chelsea is not dancing to your tunes. Yet we had a player who is just €40 million and you never sign him, and you let him go to Feyenoord and you let him go to Benfica. So that is the impact of this bid. If at all it doesn't go through, it might cause trouble between the Glazers and Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag might end up banging the table in front of the Glazers and the board, blaming them on not doing the job he assigned them to do. And why are they making their job hard, his job hard? So that's why the board is doing all what it takes to get this deal over the line. Now, let's go to Mason Mount. Another story coming in from David Austin via The Athletic. After Matt Law broke the story, he came in and confirmed to us that Man United made third offer to Chelsea for midfield Mason Mount. New proposal for 24-year England international worth £50 plus £5 million in add-ons. Previous Man United rejected the bid. Man United rejected bid was 45 plus £5 million, countered with a 60 plus £7 million. That is it. So United has always gone ahead to call in for bids. Now this one is in 55. It's 50 plus £5 million, and I really feel a lot of pain around my heart when I see to it that we are exceeding £50 million. We shouldn't be exceeding £50 million for Mason Mount. No way. We We are not supposed to be exceeding that amount of money. We are supposed to be giving them 50 million pounds, period. We shouldn't exceed that. And I'm feeling pissed. That's it. I'm pissed. Because we shouldn't go this far. This player is left with just 1 year in his contract. He's not all that a quality player, but the reason as to why they're going in for him is because he's English, and United might lose some homegrown players. Like you've seen Zidane Ikboliv, he's one of the homegrown players. So it shows you that they should bring in some English talent, and that is one of those known as Mason Mount. Then Fabrizio Romano also went ahead and told us the following about the bid that has just been put in. And he said, Man United third bid for Mason Mount is £50 million plus £5 million of add-ons, as expected. Told it also includes better payment terms, conditions than last one. All parties very confident to get it done. Mount very clear with Chelsea, no new deal. He wants United move. That is it. So, what is going to help Man United to really escalate this deal to the level they want it to get to is that Mason Mount wants out of Chelsea. He has confirmed them, I'm not renewing my contract. And this is where I would have called in for Man United to stick on their second bid, that we are only getting you £50 million. If not, we are pulling out of this deal. That's what I want to see United negotiating like, because Chelsea needs to be really threatened. You know, we should threaten them. We shouldn't dance to their tunes, left, right, and center. You know, the players told them, we are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere as far as your new contract is really concerned. All I'm concerned about is to go all out and obviously put in my best performances for the red shirt that resides in Manchester. That is it. And if at all the player gives you that green light, if at all Chelsea says no to the bid, what you do is simple. You tell the player, we are not going to pay more than £50 million for you. All what we are going to do is simple. Let's wait until next year, right? And then Chelsea will have to dance with the tune, because Chelsea needs in money. They need in money before the 30th of June elapses. They need to balance up their books of accounts. That's why they've done the deal of Kai Havertz. They've done the deal of Aubameyang, Eduardo Mendy, Khalid Koulibaly, and Ziyech. All those four are sold to the Saudi Arabian clubs because they need in money imminently. They need in money as up. That is coming in from Fabrizio Romano and the side of Manchester United. But one thing that excited me about all this deal is United have threatened that if at all this bid is not approved by Chelsea, they are pulling out. That's what I want. A player that is left with 1 year on his contract, you just don't go like that and being taken, like a goat onto a rope, and its master is pulling it to where he wants. You see, even a goat, when a goat is put on a rope and being pulled, by the boss, it sometimes resists and says, no, I want to feed here. I don't want to go where you're going. You understand? So, to my own understanding, it comes out to really tell me that we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be paying more than £50 million. It should be £50 million or not. Look at Man City. Man City had the money to buy Harry Kane, £130 million, but they had set their ceiling as £100 million. That is Man City for you. They had set their ceiling as £100 million. When Spurs told them, we want 130, Man City said, all right, we are not going to dance to your tunes. And the same thing with Man City going in for Declan Rice. It looks like they're not willing to pay the £100 million price or asking price put onto the head of Declan Rice by West Ham. They are not willing to pay that amount of money. And that's why you see to it that ever since we are told that they are going to put in a first bid, they are really hesitant because they have their budget well drawn up. And if at all we don't get Mason Mount, there are very many other midfielders we can get at £50 million who are 100 times better than Mason Mount. And that's what we should be considering as a club of Man United. Look at Sandro Tonali. He's going to Newcastle. That deal was there to be done. You tell me I pay £60 million for Sandro Tonali. I do that because Tonali is an absolute baller. He's a talent, and he's a raw talent that Ten Hag can do anything with. So that is it coming in from Man United. The third bid is in. Let's wait and see whether it's going to be accepted or rejected. And you're going to be here bringing the latest information as far as that deal is concerned. Then let's talk a little bit about Hannibal. A story coming in from Ricky Fay of United Evening News that he's going to Borussia Dortmund. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to refute or rebuff all those allegations. Fabrizio has told us that Hannibal Mejbri, no concrete target for Borussia Dortmund at this stage, as Borussia Dortmund have different priorities in that position. Manchester United are open to discuss his future, but there is no negotiation with the Dortmund as of today. Now, why are they talking about this deal of Mejbri to Borussia Dortmund? Borussia Dortmund have just sold Jude Bellingham to which side? Have just sold Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid, and they are looking for replacement. And I think, if in terms of talent, you would fancy Hannibal Mejbri to come in and obviously fill that gap, because he's a very talented player, and Borussia Dortmund is so much known for improving players in the age of this guy, because he's just 20 years of age. So I think it can be an ideal signing to go that side, but it looks like Borussia Dortmund are really having different priorities, and United are open to discuss his future, but there is no negotiation with the Borussia Dortmund. So Ten Hag has really gone ahead to really change his tide and thoughts about certain players at Man United. If at all you're not good enough from the academy, he's willing to sell you to a club that is going to give you first-team football, but with a sell clause, like you've seen Zidane Iqbal. He has gone to Utrecht. That's where he's going to be playing his football from permanently, and they've given United €1 million, and then they want to see to it that when he plays better and they sell him, United has a sale percentage of like 30 or 40%. So you anticipate that if at all he plays better for like 2 seasons, he'll find himself in a position of really being sold at like 50 or 60 million euros, and United can get like 20 million euros back from Zidane Iqbal, or even bring him back to Manchester United. So the same thing I think is going to be done to Hannibal, as teams like Marseille are interested in him, and I think he's going to go there and do a very good job for the club. So I think it's better for Hannibal to be sold, because you can't guarantee him that he's going to start at Man United next season. He can't. Thirdly, there is no way we want to see him go back to the Championship. He needs to go to League One, where teams like Marseille are interested in him. You saw Balogun of Arsenal, what he did when he went that side. He fired up all cylinders, and he's one of those highly wanted players down in the world. After scoring 21 goals in the season, he's really wanted by very many clubs over the world. Now, let's go to this story coming in from the Business Wire of Man United. We've been told that Manchester United PLC today announces that it will report results for the third quarter fiscal 2023 period ended 31st March 2023 on Tuesday 27th July 2023 at 7 a.m. So remember the last time they briefed us onto the first quarter of the year, United had made a profit of £1 million, right? So after all that, we are expecting a huge update coming in from them as far as this second quarter of the year is really concerned. Remember, quarters are of 3 months. Now from January to March, that is 1 quarter. Now from March to June, it's another quarter that we are going to get to know how United performed financially. So your thoughts onto the third Mason Mount bid submitted in by Man United are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Hannibal Mejbri? And lastly, the financial details being dropped in by Man United. A sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim friends, we say Juma Karim. Ciao, ciao.